I am desirous to see how his behavior affects my daughter. She will surely be shocked at it. Well, I see you have changed your dress as I bade you, and yet I believe there was no great cause.
I find such a pleasure, sir, in obeying your commands that I take care to observe them without ever debating their propriety.
And yet sometimes I give you cause, particularly when I recommend my modest gentleman as a lover to you today.
You told me to expect something extraordinary, and I find the original exceeds the description.
I have never been so astounded in all my life. He has quite confounded all of my faculties.
I never saw anything like it. And a man of the world, too.
Aye, and he learned it all abroad. What a fool was I to think that a man could learn modesty by traveling. He might as well have learned wit at a masquerade.
Seems all natural to him.
And a great deal assisted by bad company and a French dancing master.
Sure you mistake, Papa. A French dancing master could never have taught him that timid look, that awkward address, that bashful manner.
Whose look? Whose manner, child?
Mr. Marlowe's. His mauvaise-honte, his timidity struck me at the first sight.
Well, then your first sight deceived you, for to me he was one of those brazen first sights I ever set eyes on.
Sure, sir, you rally. I never saw anyone so modest.
Can you be serious? I never saw such a bouncing, swaggering puppy in all my life. Bully Dawson was but a fool to him.
Surprising. He met me with a respectful bow, a stammering voice, and a look fixed on the ground.
He met me with a loud voice, a lordly air, and a familiarity that made my blood freeze again.
He treated me with diffidence and respect, censured the manners of the age, admired the prudence of girls that never laugh, tired me with apologies for being tiresome, and then left the room with a bow and, "Madame, I would not for the world detain you."
He spoke to me as if he knew me his entire life, asked me 20 questions, never waited for an answer, and while I was in my best remarks, he interrupted with silly puns when I was in my best story of the Duke of Marlborough. He asked if I had not a good hand at making punch. Yes, Kate, he asked your father if he was a maker of punch.
One of us must certainly be mistaken.
Well, if he be what he has shown himself to be, then he will not have my consent.
And if he be the solemn thing I take him for, he shall never have mine.
Well, then in one thing we are agreed. To reject him.
Yes, but upon conditions. For if you should find him less impudent and I more presuming, if you should find him more respectful and I more importunate, I don't know. The fellow is well enough for a man. Certainly we don't meet many such at a horse race in the country.
If we should find him so, but that's impossible. No. The first sight has done its business for me, and I am seldom deceived by that.
And yet, there may be many good qualities under that first appearance.
Aye, when a girl finds that a fellow is outside to her taste, she then goes about guessing the rest of his furniture. To her, a smooth face stands for good sense, and a genteel figure for every other virtue.
I hope, sir, a conversation begun with a compliment to my good sense won't end with a sneer at my understanding.
Pardon me, Kate, but if young Mr. Brazen can find the art of reconciling contradictions, then he may please us both, perhaps.
And, as one of us must be mistaken, what if we go on to make further discoveries?
Agreed. But, depend upon it, I am in the right.
And depend on it, I'm not much in the wrong.